It is the week beginning 24th of February, and I'm looking at Bitcoin bullish. Why? The reason is that we have some signs of a possible beginning of a reversal. So if we just look at the bear chart, what's going on is that we are in this kind of large range, and right now we are in this small range on Bitcoin. It's not very clear where we're going. However, there's been this wick that was left to the downside, and now we're not continuing any lower. We've got these sort of lower lows, lower highs in a kind of megaphone type of pattern. So it's not exactly clear, which is why we're going to wait for something clearer. Now, this is what we marked out in the previous chart. If you have a look a few days ago, we've got a divergence on Bitcoin. A lower low was formed in divergence with ETH and Ripple as well. It went higher instead of lower. And you can have a look at the other Ripple analysis on the other screenshot. But here's where Bitcoin is. We have this obvious, very obvious level that was formed. We've got taps so many times that this is becoming way too obvious. It's becoming like a clear kind of obvious retail type of support resistance area, and is bound to break. At least that's what tends to happen. So here's what I'm looking at. So we have this liquidity here on this low that was taken, closed doji with this long wick to the upside. We went higher, broke a structure on the upside, and now you can see here there's a break, and now we had this big kind of scary bearish engulfing candle. But not to be too upset by that, because these are the types of moves that take out a lot of people, flush a lot of people. And then what we see here is we created these lows and created some engineered liquidity here at these lows, which may likely be taken. And if you look to the left here, we left a gap. So there's a gap here in price. So what I'll be looking to do is see a reversal off this gap, some kind of reversal, and then continuation, or I would say not continuation, but a shift to the upside into the next highs. And the next highs would be obviously some here, possibly into here. But if you want, I mean, we don't know that until it happens later on, but here you go. There's the next obvious high right here. So this is what I'll be looking at, and don't really want the market to close below this blue zone, this gap, because that would indicate a bearish scenario. So we've got this big scary move. The market is now consolidating, and then maybe the move to the downside, and then a flip into the high, and maybe high after that. I don't know. Let's see how it goes. So it'll be something like this, some kind of trade, and we'll see what happens from there. And the bias is to the upside. All right, and obviously that will be a similar thing with Ripple as well. We were looking at that, and here's that level. We've got a level of interest here, demand zone, and a similar kind of situation. But let's just stick to Bitcoin for now. If you want to see it cleanly, it'll be probably clearer on the 4 hour. That's what I can see at the moment. If you want to call this a kind of this whole thing a demand zone, then I'll be my guest. But whatever the case, this is the idea, and we are still bearing in mind that this is a counter trend, because we are in a much bigger consolidation area. This whole thing is just sideways movement, so that's not clear as well. Maybe reduce the risk on this one. Let's see how it goes. We need a nice clear shift away, like big hard candles, big bullish candles. Like this is a big bearish candle, so we want to see a big bullish candle as well. And that's the idea for Bitcoin for this week. Let's see how we go. There is a bit of news. Yeah, in a few days, Wednesday, some dollar news, and Thursday as well. Okay, have a good trading week. See you in a bit.